Guys, I'm going to see Incredibles 2 tonight, so I gotta get these final 2 Pixar films done. We've already almost there, ending the Pixar reviews. I finally reviewed the shitfest Cars 2. Now, let's calm down and review Brave.
That changes my fate. Done.
What's the worst that can happen?
Where is the Queen?
This means war!
Visker kjulen du sig igen Blodar i vintern blå Bakrile gulg og skanjøk Nå det lachen i hinget laivi Skjøpte og gubb has avalj
If you had the chance to change your fate, would you?
So Brave came out in 2012 and it's directed by Mark Walters and Brenda Chapman, and this movie won Best Animated Film in 2013 over Wreck-It Ralph. That kind of pisses me off and I want to say that right away. Yeah. So Brave basically tells the story of this girl named Merida. She is basically a princess in Scotland, but she doesn't really want to be a princess like her mother is trying to teach her. She wants to be an archer until she goes to the witch to try and change her fate, until, spoiler, something happens when her mom turns into a bear. So she's going to try and lift up the curse. Now this movie, I watched it only like a couple of times, and literally I was thinking to myself, this isn't the best Pixar film, but you know what, it's more enjoyable. So of course I watched this movie again for this review, and to me, I had the same opinion. It wasn't the best Pixar film, it is 100% better than Cars 2, it does live up from Cars 2, but I don't think it was perfect. It was just fine. It's a fine Pixar film that everyone will watch, and they'll just have fun with it. But this movie does have some positives, and one of them, the animation looks as real as anyone said it is. The animation looks fantastic. And I know every single Pixar film I said that the animation is good, because Pixar does one of the best animations ever on screen, and they look really good. Brave looks really realistic. The trees and the mountains, it just looks amazing. The scene where Merida is doing the archery thing with that song, Touch the Sky, whatever, you can see the mountains and the trees. The animation looks fantastic. It looks realistic. Speaking of Merida, Merida is a pretty good character played by Kelly MacDonald from Nanny McPhee. She was actually really fantastic in this film. I actually really liked her voice work. She's great at Scottish accent. I can't do Scottish, but yeah, she is a really good character. I really enjoyed her character. She's not one of the best Pixar characters ever, but she is probably the most enjoyable out of the film. Even Emma Thompson as her mother, yeah, she was actually pretty good. Her voiceover is just perfect. She's very good as a mother. She just wants her to be a princess, and she doesn't want it. And she's kind of like not having a good relationship with Merida. But the one that stole the show to me is Billy Connolly as the king. He is funny. He's kind of like dumb, but he's like a really humble father to Merida, and he is really great. He's the one that stole the show for me, and he's a character that I kind of root for this whole entire movie. And the story, you know what? Some parts of the story of the film is pretty sweet. You know, there are some mother and daughter developments. If you like mother and daughter films, I think Brave will be for you. You will like that type of film. But I think Brave has some negatives. A lot of negatives, actually. My biggest problem with this movie is the story. The first half of the movie, I actually think was really good. Like, I liked how the first act is established. She wants to be in archery, but the mother keeps forcing her to be a princess. She has to wear this really tight dress, and she starts archering, and the mother, of course, had a pretty great argument with Merida. That was a pretty good scene, by the way. But then, after the scene where she goes to the witch, played by Julie Walters, and came to the mother, gave her the poisonous cake, and she turns into the bear, the movie does turn down. It turns down as a pretty cliched, lift up the curse, boring movie. Yeah, there are some parts in this movie that were a lot boring. We've seen mothers and daughters, or parents and daughters and sons movies, you know what I mean, many times before. And like, the whole film, they're just trying to get along with each other a lot better when she's a bear. And like, it's supposed to be funny when she's a bear, because of course she can't talk, she can only talk bear, so she's like, rawr, 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 trying to like do language, and people have to guess what she thinks. I don't think that even works. Like, it's trying to be there for comedic purposes, but to me, I don't think that was even funny. Only Billy Connolly was like the funniest part in the whole film. And yeah, the witch played by Julie Walters. Now, she's the most important part of this film, because she's the one that made the mother into a bear. but she only appears in 2 scenes of the movie, and she then came at the end of the movie. And she's the most important part, but they completely wasted her character. She's just like a sub-character. It's like she just filmed that in like a week, and like, okay, you're done, get out. Like, that is it. That makes her character very, very wasted. Speaking of wasted characters, Mor'du, I hope I said that bear's name right. Really wasted villain. And he's only came in the movie like in 3 scenes. The opening, when they went underground in the cave, and the ending. Like, it just feels wasted. I would say this, that bear fight was awesome, but still, that Mor'du villain thing, I don't know, that bear, man, he just feels wasted as a villain. And the story aspects became a bit more boring once in a while, because the first act, as I said, it was really good, but then when the second act comes, when she turned a bear, the plot just flows down and became probably one of the most okay-ish Pixar films ever. To me, I don't think this should have been a Pixar film. I think this should have been just like a Disney film in general. Like, I like how it's different to any other Pixar film, but to me, I think this film belongs in Walt Disney Animation Studios more than Pixar. Like, Pixar is more for, like, more families and all that stuff happening. Brave is trying to establish that, but and I appreciate that it's very different to any other Pixar films. I just can't see it as a Pixar film to me. But overall, guys, Brave is an okay movie. I really enjoyed most aspects from Brave. To me, though, I just feel like this movie is a little bit forgettable to me, but I still, like, had fun with it. There are some elements that I did enjoy, and the animation looks fantastic, the characters were really good, and you know what? It's a pretty sweet mother and daughter film, so if you like that, go see this film. I'm gonna give Brave a C+. So guys, my final Pixar review I'm going to review for now is Monsters University, because I already reviewed Inside Out, Finding Dory, Good Dinosaur, and Cars 3, so Ray reviewed those movies. So guys, let me know down below if you have seen Brave. Do you like Brave or hate Brave? Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day.